it was my grandmother's ring, and last night at the wedding, she said, I was going to use the expression with you. I believe it's get off the pot or take a shit. And I said, well, Grandma, I guess I finally took a shit. Hello, and welcome to The Great Beyond. I can't believe this is happening. We just moved heaven and earth. Heaven being my computer, the earth being the internet. Maybe it's the reverse. This is an Is This Good Companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
And producing the show, Rachel Doyle. There she is.
Did you say something? It's an audio podcast, too. She comes on. Just jazz hands. Can you hear this?
Katie, we just had a great role reversal because I'm at home in Montreal, in my grandmother's place, which is in the same building as my parents' place, running back and forth, getting various computers, dongles, headphones. And usually I am at home giving tech support to my parents in their house. Today, you were giving me tech support in my parents' house. But it felt good. It felt good to be doing the tech support for something that I cared about this time.
Oh, that's great. That's nice.
Now, to get this to finally work, did I steal my dad's computer that he said I couldn't use? But when I went to ask him if he was sure I couldn't use it, he was not there. So I just grabbed it off his desk. I had no time to take the charger with me. And here I am. So he could storm it at any minute, asking for his toy back.
I hope that happens. But what's that? What? I'm trying to think of a game that he would be in the middle of. Like, what is a boomer game that they're all into these days, other than Facebook or Connections?
Oh, he's a huge cards on the internet guy. So he'll just like absentmindedly be playing Hearts or Bridge.
Okay.
Sometimes he throws in a backgammon.
Oh, great. Game of Kings.
Speaking of which, on the flight here to Canada, was on an Air Canada flight, and I did not know you could do this, probably because I'm always alone, sad face. But you can connect two of the screens that are in the back of the seat. You can connect them to each other. Oh,
so you can watch something with your seat partner.
No, you can't do that. If there's a way to do that, I don't know what it is.
Well, what do you mean?
So you can connect games. You can play games against each other.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
So we played a lot of Yahtzee. Which is a lot easier when the computer is calculating it for you.
Yes.
I can't. 5 + 5 + 5. I don't know. What's to say?
Did you get the chance to scream Yahtzee in the back of the plane?
I wonder if people were annoyed with us because we did get a few Yahtzees and we were genuinely so thrilled.
It is exciting. It is very exciting to get a Yahtzee.
Oh, that's fun.
No, it is less exciting on the computer because you're like, does it have, it's like playing blackjack at a table versus playing blackjack on a screen. Like, does it have a certain amount of blackjacks? Does it have a certain amount of Yahtzees that it's got to get out?
Right.
But anyway, so that was fun. We also played backgammon. The thing is that I was teaching Jill how to play it, and they have, when the two screens are connected, they reverse. So every time I'm like, oh, you see here, and then I would go to her screen, but on her screen it would be upside down. And you'd think that after a few times I'd be like, okay, well then this piece corresponds to this quadrant on her screen.
Right.
Never got it. Never, the entire time didn't get it. Just look at my screen. I look at your screen, but then when I look back at mine, I don't know what piece that is. Anyways, we got through the flight.
Wow.
Thank you, Air Canada.
Yeah.
And you still did the after the fighting?
What are you getting at?
Yeah, what are you getting
Get
at?
to the point. Get to what everyone wants to
Get
hear.
to the point of this podcast that we weren't even supposed to do. We weren't supposed to do this podcast. We were going to do the Patreon this week, and then we're going to take the week off next week because I'm going to be in Italy. But had to jump on. Did I?
Yes, definitely.
My dad storms in. Give me the computer back. I'm going to tell my friends on the internet that I got engaged. They don't know who you are. They do, Dad. They care. So, yes, did something good or not good happen to me this week? Glad you asked, Rachel. Something good happened to me this week. I got engaged. I got engaged for the first time.
Wow.
Aww, so
and the only time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was looking in the comments. I posted it on Facebook. Not Facebook. Wow, I think when I'm using my dad's computer, I can only post to Facebook. I posted to Instagram. The computer's like, did you mean to post this to a QAnon subreddit on 8chan? I posted on Instagram, and one of the comments was from someone named Marlon, and he said, the exact first Starters pod I listened to was when you said you'd get married by the end of the year. I do remember saying that.
Yeah, I remember too. That was, what year was that? That was 2018, maybe?
It's interesting because he says he thinks it was 2014, but I disagree. I don't think it was that.
That's way too early for that, I think.
I think it was like 2016, probably.
Yeah.
And then he wrote, now it's finally happening. Congrats, whatever. I appreciate everyone that's reached out, by the way. It's very nice of you. In your face, Dad. Dad, do you know what the word engagement means? Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it means the thing that we did, which was get engaged. But more importantly than that, it means people commenting and liking and sharing the post.
Right.
And baby, this was doing gangbusters.
Oh, wow.
If the engagement on Instagram is anything like our engagement, I think it's gonna go well.
Yeah.
So what was I saying?
You're going to tell us about how the proposal went. Maybe?
I can tell you, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Can I guess?
How nitty-gritty do people want to go? Yeah, guess.
I like details.
Well, I think you got up in the morning and you were like, hey, Jill, let's hike our favorite thing we love to do together to the top of Mount Royal.
Uh-huh.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Am I right so far? Okay, so you...
Well, it's a little... I'm going to pretend that I'm just talking to my friend Rachel and JD who want to know my story about getting engaged.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And ignore the fact that this feels personal, both personal and boring.
Well, you don't have to talk about it at all.
No, I got nothing else to say. You know how busy this weekend was? You think I have a Google Doc full of content to talk about here? All I know is what I've been doing, and that's getting engaged.
Okay.
So, the ring was my grandmother's ring.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
And it needed to be resized. So when I came back in May was the first time that my grandmother was like, oh, you know, if you are going to get engaged. And actually, so it was also my cousin's wedding this weekend. Is this good? Getting engaged on someone else's wedding.
Yeah, it's a great point. Great point.
I mean, I did have visions of like his bride tosses the bouquet over her shoulders. I push out all the other women. Hoist Jill Dirty Dancing style to make sure she grabs it and then propose to her. Now that would be bad, I would say.
Yeah. Rugby 7 style.
Yes. Perfect.
Like Jill, you're wearing your sturdiest shorts to this wedding, right? To this black tie wedding.
Yeah.
So it was my grandmother's ring, and last night at the wedding, she said, "You know, I am really glad that you finally proposed because I don't have all the time in the world here to see you get engaged." And I was like, oh, I know. I was trying. And then she was like, I was going to use the expression with you. I believe it's get off the pot or take a shit.
I mean, that's close.
Yeah, I never heard her swear before. And I said, well, Grandma, I guess I finally took a shit.
That is poetic.
Which is a lovely way to describe asking a person if they want to spend the rest of their life with you. So May, I come back to Montreal to visit my grandmother. She says, hey, if you're going to get engaged, I have this ring. And I wasn't going to tell Jill because she had told me, if you're going to propose, here's generally what I want because I don't want something big and ostentatious, ironically.
Yeah.
And so she showed me online like what she wanted. And so then when my grandmother said, I have this ring, I almost wasn't going to tell Jill because I knew she had something specific in mind and I didn't want her to feel pressure like, here, take this thing instead. Take this free thing instead. So, but as soon as I told her that it was my grandmother, she was very touched and she wanted it. So we had to get it resized in Montreal. So when I got back on Thursday to Montreal, this past weekend was the first time I ever had the ring in my possession. And I was thinking, because we're going to Italy after with my parents, I was like, obviously I should propose in Italy, one of the most romantic countries in the world. I mean, have you checked top 5 most romantic countries in the world? Is France still number 1, JD?
I haven't checked in the last 6 months or so, but I assume it's still up there.
U.S. News and Reports, the same people that rank the best colleges in America.
That's right.
And the best party schools. Oh, I guess that's Playboy. Anyway. But then I wake up on Friday and I'm like, okay, you know what? How rare is it that my grandmother's here, or that I'm in Montreal, my grandmother's here, my parents are here, because it's the wedding, my sister's here, my sister's husband is here, my sister's kids are here. Wouldn't it be nice if they could all, share in this moment, especially because it's my grandmother's ring? And then I start to do the math and I'm like, well, tomorrow we have this ceremony at synagogue for my cousin's wedding, then we have this lunch for them, then we have this dinner for them, so I can't do it then. Sunday is their wedding. I'm definitely not doing it then.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, I gotta do this today. I didn't think about this. I didn't plan this. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. And JD, that's where you're very right. I was just like, would you like to go walk up the mountain? Except I tried to make it seem like it was her idea. I was like, what do you want to do? I was like, oh, maybe do you want to get a bit of a walk in? She's like, yeah, why don't we go to the mountain? I was like,
perfect.
You right into my tree. And then I said, I don't think I can marry someone this gullible.
Right? Wow.
So we walk up there, and I was trying to find like a little path where there weren't any people, because I didn't want to do it in front of everyone. Finally, I found the path. I look around, there's no one there. But I'm like kind of stalling for time because I'm not sure 100% what I'm going to say. Yeah. I go, oh, look, there's a squirrel there. And she's like, where? I'm like, in that tree. And I mean, this sounds very stupid, but Jill would want to know if there's a squirrel. She does sweet. Like seeing squirrels. Okay. So she's looking for the squirrels. I'm trying to like suss out, is this an okay place? And then I start talking about, our relationship and how I felt about it. And then I got down on the ring was in my athletic, tiny Nike short pockets. I was like, surely she's going to notice this square-sized bulge in my... She is gullible, but I don't think she thinks that penis is shape-shifting.
Yeah.
Cylinder to square. So I get down on one knee and she said the romantic words I'll remember forever. Are you proposing right now?
Yeah.
And I said yes.
Yes, I am.
And we both had a little cry, and it was really, really nice. And honestly, I think part of why I think Jill is a great match for me is that every part of it, like she was a bit under the weather, and I was worried, like, is she gonna be pissed that I'm proposing to her when she's feeling a bit sick, or is she gonna be upset that like there's all my extended family here and it's gonna be like a big kind of overwhelming rush, or be upset about that, or is she gonna be upset that I proposed to her when she's wearing hiking gear.
Right.
And we're back. A penny for you telling me where the hell I was in this long drawn-out story, because revenge of my dad, he came home, opened something that connected via Bluetooth to the computer, and sent the computer into a deep state of confusion, and we just took a 9-minute pause, and now we're back.
Yeah. You were talking about how Jill was perfect for you because the conditions may not have been ideal for proposal, and you were worried that maybe she wasn't feeling very well, or she was in hiking clothes. And that's,
yes. But in the end, she was very happy.
Okay, good.
That's the end of the story.
Wow, I am not surprised. She is so lovely and so chill.
And, the good thing, lots of good here, obviously, the engagement. Again, congratulations. And also, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We
Why?
we
why are you
expect a
saying
thank
that?
you card.
We're taking a little bit of credit for encouraging you.
Explain why.
Well, there was you and Jill. I mean, I think we've talked about this on the show before, but you had a relationship, and then that relationship went away, and then she came back into your life, and we were encouraging you to just do it, man, go for it.
Over a pub dinner and then a brunch was so important.
I don't think
all
we
of
were
this.
the only ones encouraging you, but
I don't know. He was kind of
maybe.
like, other people are not into this idea. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do it. Don't hold back.
You are the lone dissenting voice.
No, just kidding. But yeah, I mean, we love Jill, and we're thrilled for the both of you. And I mean, this works out great for Italy, honestly, because you got it out of the way. You
Yes.
That's a long flight, and just like knowing that, like, you're going into Tuscany, sure, but where in Tuscany, and when am I going to do this? Like, there's a lot of anxiety. Now you can just enjoy your Italy trip as fiancés.
And how lovely to do it in your hometown. Like, that's really special.
With your family around and
the activity.
In retrospect, you're 100% right. But at the time, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm passing up doing this in Italy.
Right.
But you are 100% right. Not only did it work out great, but now the ring is not in a box in my backpack. And when I got it last Thursday, I was doing the mental math in my head. I was like, okay, well, we're going to Italy. We'll arrive in Italy Tuesday morning. Then we're obviously going to be exhausted from the time change and not sleeping on the flight, because I don't sleep on flights. So we're not going to do it Tuesday. And then Wednesday is going to be like the first day, and we have already like a bunch of museums booked and stuff like that. And so I was like, really, Thursday is the first day. And then I thought to myself, can you hold on to this ring in secret for a full week and like leave it in an Airbnb in Florence while you go do stuff?
Also, how terrible if you're so tired you actually lost it or misplaced it.
Well, I would say it was stolen by a dastardly Italian, obviously. I'm not going to admit to losing the ring, Rachel.
Yeah, no, you never admit
but
to that.
It would be on the back of your mind for years to come, and feeling bad for what happened. Your grandmother gave that to you. It would be terrible. This was perfect.
It's a lot more pressure that it's my grandmother's.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I'll go to the Airbnb. It's not going to have a safe or anything. So I'll have to hide the ring when I leave.
Right.
And then what I was thinking of, when we go to the next destination, I will definitely leave the ring in the secret hiding place.
In your prison wallet, I assume.
And then you know what's going to happen, Rachel? I'm going to have to tell her, and then she's going to say,
Ew.
so one of the most important pieces of things in your life, you lost it. I think subconsciously you don't want to get engaged.
Wow.
And I think you lost it on purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, all of that has been avoided.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Now, can I ask you, was anyone put out that you said it before the wedding?
So I called my cousin who is getting married, and I said, look, I'm really sorry to do this for you. I feel like it's bad. I don't want to do it, but here are the facts. It's my grandmother's ring. My grandmother is obviously, 90 plus at this point. I got to kind of do it now. And also my sister and the kids are here. Like, we all live in different places. It just makes sense.
Sure.
Will not bring it up. Don't bring it up. Don't say anything at any of your events. Yeah. I feel bad. And they were like, what, you're fucking crazy. Like, good news is good news. Like, let's all celebrate.
That's so sweet that you talk to them too. Like, it's very conscientious.
I felt the need to, and I was worried about that. But every single person I told or asked in their family was like, "What do you? It's totally fine." So then I tried, while they were getting married, I kept nudging Jill, and I was like, "Just mouth the words that they're saying, and then we could save on the wedding. We could get married right now."
Yeah. Okay, well, so that brings up the nightmare scenario that you are now in, which is, what's our hashtag going to be? When are we getting married? Where are we getting married? Like, you now have to plan a wedding.
People need to know.
And it is funny. I thought, like, she was like, oh, well, as soon as we get engaged, people are going to start asking us when we're getting married, what we're doing. And I said, no, we just got engaged. They're going to be like, oh, congrats on the engagement. How'd the engagement happen?
Right.
And it is very funny. People don't like to look backwards. They're like, we just got engaged. They don't ask a single question about how it happened, when it happened. Like, when are you getting married? And I think that is going to be its own stress and unpleasantness because there's a lot of variables, as I'm sure with everyone getting married, but like a lot of friends and family in very different places, different countries.
Yep.
We live on the other side, the other coast. Anyways, so don't be those people, JD. Don't ask me when we're getting married. I don't know.
I wasn't asking. I was just stating that you are now in this scenario.
Would you ever think to not have a wedding? I was talking to
Can you do that?
Yeah, I was talking to a lady that I play pickleball with, and her son or her daughter.
You didn't need to say that you play pickleball with. We know everyone you know is from pickleball.
Shut. You're right. Her daughter and her to-be son-in-law. She's just giving them the money she would have paid for a wedding to them, and they're gonna go to do a civil union and be done with it.
Oh, but so they're still gonna get married.
Yeah, they're getting married.
Yeah, but there's not
no
going.
wedding.
There's no big pomp and circumstance. No.
Right. I just think that that would incentivize them to be like, oh, so you're just going to give us the money you would have spent on the wedding? Well, we were going to get married in Dubai.
Yes.
Rihanna was going to be the entertainment. Celine was going to sing "The Power of Love" it was going to be so beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, or was the mother just like, I'm spending $8,000 on this, no matter what.
Right.
So choose something that's within that price range.
I don't know. She was relaying it like they're very quiet people and they don't want a big to-do.
Rachel, I host a podcast, so I'm not the quietest person.
But maybe you want a down payment for a house or something if your parents are so inclined to help you out.
I really want, and this is already the problem. We both want to have a small wedding, and I can see that it's going to take every fiber of our being to follow through with that.
Yeah.
And actually, maybe this is a good time to tell you that you guys are not invited.
Okay, that's a relief, to be honest.
Great.
No, of course we'll be live streaming it. That we wanted to do an episode that week.
Did you hear my heart break?
JD, we're going to need you to mic the glass when I break it at the ceremony, okay? I want everyone to hear that.
Oh, great. Awesome.
It scares me every time. I know it's coming. It scares me every time.
It's wrapped in a cloth.
But it's
Wait,
a lot of energy.
Aren't you the one breaking it?
Well, eventually, yeah. But I'm saying at my cousin's wedding. It's still scary.
I see. Okay.
You know, we're family, so we were in the second row, JD.
Right.
We had good seats for this thing.
Wow. Congrats.
The one good thing about the engagement, well, there's many good things, but in terms of going to that wedding and seeing so many family and extended family, obviously we have the same family as my cousin, is I've never in my life had a more impactful, tiny, small talk anecdote.
Right. Yeah.
Like I would have seen these people that I haven't seen in some cases in years, and it would have been, what have you been up to? There's no good answer to what I've been up to.
Right.
This, I just go, we just got engaged.
Huh?
You just got engaged? When? Friday. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Now, then, when are you getting married? I don't know. But still.
Yeah, still.
It is like, it really is a trump card to anything.
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they start like, oh, well, we just, we just went to travel to Vancouver. It was beautiful. And I'm like, well, I just got engaged. And they're like,
You win.
There's that. Okay.
Stop your tiny little anecdote, man, because I got a humdinger in my back pocket.
Yeah. I just got engaged. So you got the engagement, right? Then you're gonna have the marriage. That's the next trump card that you can. I just got married, bro. Like, what's new with you? I just got married. That's when you want to have your family events, your high school reunions, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So engagement, wedding, and then you got kids. That's it. So
that's it.
One of three is already burned, right? But you got probably a few weeks left of the engagement, right?
Oh, you see, that's where I disagree with you. I'm going to slide right from engagement anecdote to eventually marriage anecdote.
Yes.
And then once we have kids, I'll never have to talk about myself again to a stranger.
I mean,
I'll just talk about, the kids, they're in elementary, they grow up so fast.
And then they'll get bored.
Are your kids using laptops in school? Yeah,
I mean, you're right.
I guess by that point, it'll be like, is your kid's teacher a hologram? But that is to me one of the joys of having kids is you don't have to like search within you to be like, well, we just went on a hike. Well, I'm finding that no one gives a shit about all the hiking we're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And not just are they not giving a shit, they're not appreciating how hard some of the hiking we're doing is. They're like, well, we go walk, and I'm like, yeah, but like this is at elevation. We're up to 11,000 feet. The air is thin.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at sea level, buddy.
We got sticks over here. We're fighting off mountain lions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't care. No one cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody.
But if you say like, oh, we went to an all-inclusive, they got questions about that.
Yeah.
Idiots. So that's, I mean, that's that story, I suppose. So now we are engaged.
Are you referring to her as your fiance now?
Good question. Haven't said it yet.
Yes.
Except in jest to her.
Yeah.
In a sort of Elaine Bennis.
Mm-hmm. My fiance.
My fiance. I have lost my fiance. Oh, I guess that's not Elaine that says that. It's that person says it to Elaine.
Yes.
But I don't feel like she loves it, and I don't feel like I love it.
Yeah.
She told me she loves boyfriend, but like I'm kind of tired of saying girlfriend.
Why don't you start saying lover?
Because I'm going to Italy, but I'm not Italian.
This is my lover and fiance, Jill.
Paramour. What about paramour?
Ooh.
Paramour.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll need to like have a little scarf or foulard if I'm going to start using terminology like that. I'll have to flip it over my shoulder.
Yeah.
My lover and I are in Firenze.
That sounds good, actually.
So I don't know. Did you do fiance?
No. Rachel refers to me still and has always as her partner.
I know it. People don't. They're like, you
Love
do look
that.
a bit dykey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like she's in the hardware store one time and she's like, yeah, I said, me and my partner are trying to install a sink or whatever. And I'm like, why did you say partner?
This was before everybody started using it. So she immediately stopped and looked at me like, there's a lesbian in my shop. Wow. I'm like, Jesus, I'm ahead of my time, people.
No,
Bill Donald, get out here. There's a lesbian in the hardware store.
Yeah.
The most likely place for a lesbian.
Yeah. This was.
I was wearing this shirt at the time.
Oh, well, Rachel, yeah, you do. You don't want to go full Wrangler. You wear the Wrangler top or the Wrangler bottoms. You don't go double Wrangler.
Yeah.
Damn it.
She's got a cigarette tucked behind her ear. She doesn't even smoke.
What's going on back there in Atlanta? Anything? I'd like to stop talking for a second.
Okay, yeah, you want to stop talking? All right. Well, let's get into deep into marriage territory. What do we?
Oh,
you got
perfect.
some soccer updates,
Oh, that
Rachel.
has to do with marriage. Huh?
Well, kids. Our kid plays soccer. He's like, I don't know. This is what you have to look forward to, Matt. Every fucking weekend.
I have other stuff. I'll find something.
But people get bored and walk away.
Oh no, you tell me your soccer anecdote.
Oh, okay. This was when Jason was away. Mm-hmm. And there's been many times, like, I just go with my headphones and kind of sit and enjoy it by myself. I don't make a lot of conversation. But even with my book playing and watching, all the people around me were being so annoying. It was so hard to not just scream, "Stop saying that!" Okay, unlucky. Every time a child misses, doesn't get a goal, anytime they do something wrong. One time in particular, he screamed unlucky, this parent beside me. The guy got a yellow card because he was being a dick, and he screams out, "Unlucky!" I'm like, no, that's not luck. This kid is being a shit. Stop screaming unlucky.
Was it one parent or was it everybody?
One parent kept screaming unlucky, but
to all the kids.
To any mistake on their team.
Okay, yeah.
Important question: British or not?
No.
Okay, but you do know that is like a very soccery thing to say like unlucky. It's not like this person didn't make that up. That is like classic soccer.
Oh, well, I
pattern.
hate it. I fucking hate it.
Oh, you thought this guy invented unlucky?
This
is like a thing.
It felt like a real, any mistake any kid made, but he said it 60 times in a 90-minute soccer game.
Yeah, it's like a tick. It's
It felt like a tick because this doesn't make any sense.
Was he saying like good ball? Did he say send him? Did he say good strike? Did he say? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that many soccer terms. But unlucky is 1,000% when I played soccer in high school.
Every time you made a mistake.
Like, how many times in a game should you be able to say unlucky?
Like, it was not your fault. This is pure luck that this shit happened. The ref.
Well, saying it. Okay, well,
so-
if let's say he slide tackled someone and he was going for the ball, but instead he got the kid's ankle and he got a yellow card for it.
Right.
One could say that is unlucky.
Okay, I will give you that. I think that unlucky you can say maybe 3 or 4 times max during a 90-minute match.
But
at a certain point, I think what the problem you have with this, Rachel, is that they're being too nice to these kids. These are 16-year-old kids, right?
Well, they're like, you're not accountable for any mistake you make, any shitty thing you do. They cheered as loud and as hard for the goals that were missed as the goals that went in.
Right. Well, they're missed, they're not goals.
And, yes. And they said, good shot when they missed. And I'm like,
yeah, it's a terrible shot if you missed.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I'm in bizarro world right now.
Yeah, that's what the crux of this is. It's just they're just too supportive.
Okay, Rachel, so what are the more honest words you'd like to hear? You fucking suck.
Good try is fine. Good try. They're trying.
Is that a peg leg? Because it looks like you don't have full control over it.
Right.
You don't have to be critical, but don't fucking lie to these children and make them feel like everything they do is perfect.
Well, I think you can and should be critical to them. I mean, the coaches certainly don't hold back.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
like get your head in the game. Like, what are you doing, man? Get back on defense. Like, there's a lot of times where these kids are like, they get fouled or they think they got fouled and they just throw their hands up in the air and they just stop playing, and it just drives me crazy.
And they go, that's not my fault. Not my fault. I'm like, who do you want to blame then? Somebody's got to take accountability for this shit.
Well, I mean, that is true. Like, that is modeled by professionals, right? Like, if you ever do watch a soccer game, like, the diving, the rolling around, the writhing, the arguing. I mean, I guess that I have to be fair and say that's kind of every sport at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly happens in basketball.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like well, maybe it does happen as much. I don't know. But
it doesn't happen in rugby sevens. I tell you what.
Well, the game's too fluid, Rachel. I thought soccer's supposed to be fluid.
Yeah,
but sometimes,
exactly.
I mean, anyways, I think it's so common. I've heard it thousands of times before. People clapping and saying unlucky.
I haven't heard that at any
Imagine it in a British
game.
accent, doesn't it? Do you feel better about it? Unlucky.
No,
Lincoln.
I still think that's not fucking luck. Well, also, if it wasn't 60 times, like maybe he's got a tick and it comes out that way. I wish it was a curse word, to be honest, because this is driving me nuts.
I want there to be British style chants from the parents.
Twat!
Yeah, like that, or like if they're playing a green team, is like green as shit, 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 green as shit. That kind of thing.
Like you're complaining about Bomba Clot, but then it's like we're complaining about being too nice.
Yeah,
right.
Can't be pleased.
You can't.
Who ate all the pies? You ate all the pies. You fat bastard. You fat bastard. You ate all the pies.
That's right.
I like that.
That's right. Anyways, soccer, man. It's.
But have you ever had? Okay, so like you said, you're complaining about the unlucky guy. You complained about the bumpa-clot guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a parent like yell to the point where they got kicked out, like being aggressive or yelling at their kid or yelling at the other team?
No.
No, then you must be the only parents that have not had that happen.
I know. It's. I don't know what it is. It's like that's. I think again, it's just too positive. It's too like supportive.
Honestly, if somebody misses their shot and somebody says good shot and cheers as loud as when it goes in, it's got to be confusing. Like, where's the hunger to hit those goals?
So when Jackson finishes the game, let's say they lose, and he hops into the car and he says like, sucks that we lost, but we tried our best. Do you sort of review the footage on your iPhone, JD, and go,
not so much.
I don't know if I could say you were trying your best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Minute 14, you failed to run back on defense.
Matt, it's like you're in the car with me. I don't have video proof because I couldn't be bothered to to tape all the games. But yeah, I will say, well, what about that time when you threw your hands up in the air and you stopped playing, or that guy nutmegged you, or that
was unlucky.
Yeah. I absolutely will point out, especially if he's like, well, I got shafted by the refs, or the coach took me out because of no reason at all. I'm like, well,
there must have been a reason.
You were completely ineffectual when you were on the field. Like, I will absolutely say that, because what is the point of saying, yeah, the coach has it out for you, or the refs stunk in that game? I mean, that's not really... If you're going to play a sport, like, the refs sometimes stink. Your coach sometimes yells at you. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
If you can't deal with it, then you're not suited for it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Fucking Bella Caroli over here. But
live in the real world, not the world this fantasy world you want to create for yourself, where you never do wrong, because everybody sucks and makes mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
totally
really, that's
okay.
the starting point, is everyone does suck, so we'll tell you when you do something good.
Right.
If you don't hear from us, just know you suck.
But also, keep making mistakes, because that's how you get better.
Right.
But I'm not going to pat you on the back and say that never happened.
Right.
First, you get better by making mistakes. You also get better by us being mean to you in the car on the way home. But Lincoln and Jackson, if you want to pay them back for being mean to you, I think you have your template here. Rachel's driving them home. She gets cut off by a car there in the backseat. Unlucky! Unlucky! She's doing the dishes. She drops a glass. It breaks. She goes, fuck. They go, oh, unlucky! Unlucky!
I do
He
say...
reaches for the last salad, Newman's own salad dressing at the supermarket. Someone else takes it. Unlucky! I was going to ask you, did this come out yet? The episode where we talked about live band at a wedding versus DJ at a wedding?
That was Emma Hunter, I believe.
It was Emma Hunter, okay.
So
good,
it has come out,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been unlucky. Okay, there was secret third option, and I saw it at this wedding that I went to.
Okay.
DJ
Yes.
with one live instrument.
A penny whistle?
Xylophone?
A sad trombone. No, so there was a DJ playing off a laptop. Okay. And at some point, about 90 minutes into the dancing, a man pulled out a saxophone out of a case, had like a little lav mic attached to the hole. I'm sure there's a technical term. And like they would be playing like I don't know, Avicii or something, and he would just in the spaces just be wailing on the saxophone, moving around the dance floor, dancing like a little Pied Piper.
Was this approved, or was it just like, I'm doing this and surprised you?
Yeah, no, this was not a wedding guest. This person was, I mean, I don't know where you can find the services of this man. And he wasn't a young dude either.
Right.
But he was wailing and people were just going nuts.
They loved it.
Walked around the dance floor, shimmying and playing along to these songs.
Wow, okay. And he was just like improvising along to...
exactly.
Okay. So it's not like he wasn't like playing along with Careless Whisper or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Like songs from whence there was no saxophone, suddenly he breathed life into it.
It never happens where I go, you know what this song could use? It's a little bit of sax.
It's a little bit of sax.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if I was at this wedding, I would have thought differently.
Well, I wonder if every saxophonist, Clarence Clemens, at every time a member of the E Street Band got married, I bet they were like, oh God, don't bring the saxophone. Ironically, though, they did play Mr. Saxobeat. But he did not play along to it.
Wow, okay.
So I felt like that was a real missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And then he was doing little party tricks where he would like take the bride and the groom and he'd be like, hold this button down. And they would hold the button down and then he'd go, hold that note. And it was like, whoa, he's playing the saxophone.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Crazy. So that was exciting.
That's great.
Eric, the DJ, he destroyed. He laid waste to this dance floor. I mean,
That's
these
great.
kids were partying hard. Yeah, I mean, you know, this isn't. DJ Eric the Tutor. I thought that was a very good DJ name for some reason.
Tutor.
Yeah, the Tutor.
Cute.
Not Tudor, like
T-O-O-T.
the British thing. Tutor, the guy that helps you with math.
Right. I thought it was like,
Toots.
like the tooting on a saxophone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't Eric that was tooting.
Yeah,
that would be
very
Toot. It was very confusing.
I'll DJ your wedding, and I will help you with your math homework.
Yeah. I was impressed because my cousin, this is my youngest cousin, he's 15 years younger than me. And I felt like I knew about 85 to 90% of the songs that were played at this wedding. So I felt really good about myself.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's great. And so now that you are engaged and you were engaged when you were at this wedding.
Yeah.
Are you like compiling a list? I was like, okay, Eric the Tutor. Maybe he's somebody who I might want to employ at my wedding.
The problem is that the music didn't quite line up exactly how I'd want it. Like there was an emo set.
Oh.
You know, like where they're playing like Sugar, We're Going Down, and I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Yeah.
A song about a bride cheating on her groom at their wedding.
Okay.
Wow.
So we were choice, sir.
He had plans for your cousin, I think.
Yeah. The saxophone guy?
Whoever chose that song.
Okay, we got to wrap this up because this internet connection is insanely unstable, and this is like, we're recording this in 3 parts. JD's probably now going like, kind of wish we had taken the week off, like you told me we were going to.
No. This was hot news. Everybody wants to hear about it.
Yeah, okay, for my final observation of the night, I was going to say that Mr. Brightside turned out to be one of the most enduring and indelible songs of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Which is ironic considering that at the time, they were not considered like a good band. Like all like of the big bands from that era, like I would say Strokes, Interpol, LCD Sound System, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and then a bit later like Arcade Fire. Like the Killers were kind of considered like posers. But Mr. Brightside on that first album, and it is the de facto, like everyone knows it, everyone knows every word, everyone screams along and goes nuts to it. And I just want to congratulate the Killers because there's no
100%.
band from that period that wrote a song that in 2024, 20 years later, is being played as a wedding dance floor filler.
Yeah, you're right. Those bands weren't writing songs with like anthemic melodies and lyrics.
Yeah,
they just simply weren't. But you're right.
We got to give Brandon his flowers.
Did you hear any Foo Fighters at the wedding?
No, well, not good to play at a wedding anymore, JD.
Oh, dang.
Oh, good old Dave.
But they don't have, I mean, like Everlong is their biggest song.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to hear that at a wedding, to be honest.
What about My Hero?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
No, what do you do? I mean, I guess so, but no. I don't. I really don't like the Foo Fighters, sorry. And this is before Dave Grohl cheated on this one. Okay? I'd like to see the constituency that was like, I love the Foo Fighters. They're my favorite band. Unless Dave Grohl cheats on his wife. Then I'm up.
I could not believe what I was reading on social media about Dave Grohl. Like, why do people care so much? They're so hurt by Dave Grohl.
Well, because he is kind of like rock's elder statesman, like rock and roll dad.
America's sweetheart of rock and roll.
Yeah, okay, but you don't know Dave.
No.
You have no idea.
You don't know Dave.
You don't know.
Dave's not one of the Daves you know.
He's not. He's not.
And you could live that lifestyle and not think about cheating on your partner? Yeah, I said partner.
This guy.
All the travel, all the women throwing themselves at him.
I mean, Jesus. I don't know.
You're saying get over it. Like,
put yourself in that position. Come
what
on.
do you think? So that you think that okay, let's get back to marriage for a second. You're telling me the only thing that prevents people from cheating on their spouse is opportunity.
No, I just think it would be really hard not to with that much opportunity.
So your people are just literally throwing pussy at him constantly.
Of course they are. Come on.
But
I don't
so
disagree.
you're saying, do you think that if you could do a study on this, ugly people would cheat less? Because you're saying they don't have the opportunity.
I don't know. No. What do you mean? Ugly people get it as well.
But you're saying people are throwing themselves at Dave Grohl, so therefore it makes sense that he's cheating.
No, I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm saying, in my opinion, it'll be hard to say no 1,000 times every concert.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're ugly, how many times do you have to say no in your life?
Yeah, but
Maybe you have a great personality. Maybe you get to say it all the time and you're rich.
No. I'm talking about ugly people with bad personality.
sorry, Dave Grohl, I wouldn't put him on the high side of being like a hot man.
Yeah, but he's a celebrity. Come on, I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, he's a...
Anyway,
he's not unattractive.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he's not a Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, rockers. You know rockers. Rachel, you know rockers. You fell in love with one. You saw that guy behind the kit smashing away on the toms, and you said, "Boo, baby."
Right, and there's like what you do. If you are great at what you do, that's very intriguing. Steve Buscemi probably got a lot of pussy too.
Yeah, but have you seen pictures of old Steve Buscemi? People think he's hot. He's in that sort of Gandolfini category of like maybe not objectively hot, but he's got a little something. I mean, look at Axl Rose.
Well, exactly. I'm saying
he had red hair, and he looked like a raccoon. I don't know.
What's wrong with what?
A marmot. I meant to say a marmot.
Oh yes.
There's nothing wrong with red hair. What are you talking about? You got some sexy red hair. You know you want to show it again. Have you got that haircut? Did you get that haircut?
He literally lived in the jungle, Rachel. That's why he was welcoming people to it.
Well, that's what made him so appealing. He lived in the jungle.
Wait, did you get the haircut though, before the proposal that you said you were gonna?
Oh, in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen. Well, I'm wearing a hat now, but it worked out pretty fine actually, to be honest.
Oh, it's still pretty long, but
yeah, but look at the sides. They went down to a one around the ears. All right.
It looks
Thank you for joining us.
It looks good.
Before my dad does voodoo on his computer again from the next room, I will say goodbye. By the time you hear this, I will be in the air.
Yeah.
In Italy. JD and Rachel will be doing the Patreon only episode, and you'll want to tune into that because, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Christina Applegate, that's when things get crazy. Adventures in babysitting when the parents are out. And then what I'm saying is that Rachel and JD are babysitting the podcast.
That's right. Dad's going overseas. We got the keys to the car, and we're going to crack some wine coolers. And we're going to go nuts in this place.
We have 3 bottles of Prosecco in the fridge.
Do we?
Drink it for...
Oh, drink it in our honor of being in Italy.
Should that be that will be the show. Just, we're going to drink 3 bottles of Prosecco.
Oh, 3. That would...
Yep.
I would be dead.
Okay. 1 bottle?
Okay, can you promise to drink 1 bottle?
Yes.
Each.
I can do that. I can probably... It could be messy the next day, but I can do 1.
You're going to do what? You're going to drink...
No, I can split 1.
We're going to split. Okay. We're going to be drinking Prosecco. AMAs. Hit us with the AMAs. And, we're going to talk politics the whole time. No, we're not. We're not. I'm just kidding.
I'll get some boots on the ground reporting on Berlusconi's legacy. I'll contribute that to the podcast. And how can you do that? You can go to patreon.com/isthisgood. Mm-hmm. That's where you can get exclusive episodes like the one that we are talking about right now. But also you can join our thriving community on Discord. On the last episode, Jay Skeets was on, and he admitted that the community is thriving.
That's right.
Now you know it's true. And then once you're on the Discord, you can submit AMA questions, and then you'll hear them answered next week, which is amazing. And now, also next week on Monday, oh baby, James Adomian is on the show.
That's right.
And JD and I were particularly excited. In 2011, might have been 2012, we got asked to speak at South by Southwest, the festival in Austin. And we were on a panel, so we had like artist passes. We could go to any show we wanted, and there was a comedy show. We didn't know really anyone, or we knew someone that was headlining, but I don't even remember who that was because James Adomian was there. He got on stage and murdered. And we had never heard of him before. And we didn't know it was a comedy. And like, we were just quoting his stuff for weeks after. And then 12, 13 years later, we got to have him on the show. And it was amazing.
Was that Bob Duca this at the same
Bob
show?
Duca was also there.
Yeah.
Seth Morris as Bob Duca.
Yeah.
If you listen to Comedy Bang Bang, you know that character.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know who he was. We still to this day quote Bob Duca.
Yeah. 100%.
And so it's funny. I literally don't remember who the headliner was.
Yeah. Doesn't
Maybe
matter.
we should have told James about that on the show.
Yeah.
Buttered him up a bit. So.
We're too nervous.
We've been thinking about you since 2011.
I've seen him. I saw him at Relapse here. I saw him at Comedy Bar in Toronto. Just absolutely kills every time I see him. So he's amazing.
Was Relapse when I went with you?
Yeah.
You were fanboying. You were so nervous. I was just putting so much pressure on him to talk to him.
Yeah, but he was
Talking at the
surrounded.
show. What was
He was at the
out
bar
mingling.
after. He was mingling with everybody afterwards. So
And you didn't talk to him?
he was surrounded by Americans who are very pushy. No offense. Americans. Unlucky, exactly.
No,
Exactly.
because you could have been aggressive and got in there.
What
It's not
was I
luck.
gonna say?
I almost pushed
Rachel's
you at
tired
him.
of only yelling at her kids. She wants to yell at you too.
I should have just pushed you at him.
Hey,
Ugh.
I got to meet
Hey.
him anyways over Zoom.
My parenting style is a little different. Unlike you guys, I'm going to tell you did a great job with the show, no matter what happens.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad.
You could email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. That's where you could send topics for future shows, or if you need to get in touch for any reason, you could send in settle lists. You could send in whatever you want. You could send in, if you don't know where it fits, we're doing mailbag episodes. We did our second
right.
one a couple weeks ago. Those are super fun. And actually, when I get back from Italy, we're doing a mailbag show because I don't want to book a guest that week. So
Okay, fair enough.
submit your mail.
Yeah.
Are they piling up?
isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Sorry?
Are they piling up?
I haven't looked in a bit. I've been a little busy. I don't know if you heard this show, Rachel, but a lot of life events are happening.
You need to put a little star or like something because I'm going to go into that email address and steal some questions for our Patreon. So if there's something you want to address.
Oh, I more just want to delete certain things that Jill has emailed me to that account.
Okay. Yeah. You might want to do that too.
If it's unread, you could read it. But if it's read, maybe don't read it.
Okay.
All right, subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe fucking on YouTube, because if we didn't have to do YouTube, this would have been a lot easier today. So we put in a lot of effort.
That's right.
You go to YouTube, you type in "Is This Good?" you subscribe. Would it kill you to do that? There's
No.
more people that listen to this show than subscribe on YouTube. Why is that? Even if you're not watching on YouTube, you can easily subscribe. It's a button. You press it.
Exactly.
Ding! Can you hear that? That's someone sending my father a text message, probably going, "Why aren't you on your laptop?" All right, patreon.com/isthisgood if you want to hear Rachel and JD's exclusive episode next week. This is us reaching up from the great beyond. Thanks, JD and Rachel, for doing this. Sorry I've left you with a pile of shit. We'll see
Our
you
pleasure. Love you.
next week. Love you too. Bye!